Hi, everyone. Welcome to the
Hey,
show.
y'all.
That's the brand new, now official, unofficial theme song until we get sued by the famous artist Luke. He just goes by Luke. That's his famous hit song, It's Your Birthday. And he says just about every astrological sign in the song, honestly, except Taurus, but that's okay. We won't hold it against him. So we'll have a little dance party for a good minute. Every time we get here, look forward to that. Kind of amp the people up.
Shout out all the
Let's
signs. Yep. Before we focus, yes.
Yes. So we're just getting the chat live here. Let's see. We got Little Miss Gabby. I'm so ready for tonight. Software for Girls, Flame It Up, Travel Agency, Airplaning It Up. That's what's up. Hi everyone. Welcome back to Club Stars Line. I'm your co-host Jake Leach, and to my left on your screen is my mom, Denise Hewlett. Hi mom, how are you
Oh,
doing?
hi, son. How are you? We ready to
I'm
do this
doing
today?
quite peachy. Yeah, we're gonna
Oh,
do this today. Well, so a lot has happened. I'm already out of breath. My God, we're just so hype in this. Mom, you're kind of somewhere else.
yeah.
The people can't really see, but we've got you're actually in space. It looks like
Yes.
so you're looking back onto the planet. Did you take like a Tesla rocket? Are you at the International Space Station? Where are you exactly right now?
That is a view of the Earthrise. And no, I am not in the space station. I am in my transit van in the high desert in Joshua Tree, California. That's where I'm
Ah,
from. Shall we go ahead and show people? Should we do
yes.
the
Show
big reveal?
people where you're at. Let's take a
Okay, so let
look
me go
here.
ahead and let's go open the van door. Here we
Okay.
go. All right.
Good.
Kind of bright, y'all. Can you see it?
Yeah,
Can
mom,
we
here,
see?
bring your computer over so people can kind of see.
Am I doing
Um,
the right? Too
yeah,
far too.
that's why don't you go out and stand in it real quick, mom, just to prove that it's not a green screen.
Hello, y'all.
Exit the van entirely. Go. This ain't no joke, y'all. Yeah, there she is, out in the world. We love to see this. Yes, bye, Denise. My mom said, or my mom, Little Miss Gabby says, we got the chat blowing up over here.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
Ghost riding
All
the
right.
whip over here. So
Okay, so we will be checking on the sunset periodically over the next hour and a half, but right now it is blazing, so I need to close it. So here we go.
okay, yes. Get that door closed here. Nice and
Yes,
cool.
yes. Although, speaking of blazing, I also have my, can you see this?
Yeah, what do we have
I have
here?
my UFO uh incense thing going. So just to complete the whole thing, you
It's
know.
a full sensory overload, a full sensory
Yeah.
experience you have going on here.
Isn't that interesting, Jake? Isn't that gonna yes, isn't that interesting?
Is
Keep
that
that in
something
mind.
that might come up later on?
That might, exactly. Okay,
Okay.
so here we go. Now this is gonna be loud. Okay,
All
for
right,
all
here we
the
go, friends.
yeah, okay, ready?
Everyone cover your ears. Okay. Oof, goodness.
Okay.
Yeah,
Woo.
speaking of blazing, Travel Agent Rick says, get in here. Sounds like we're
Uh-huh.
smoking on that Nubian, as one stream said. Anyway,
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna skip that out. Skip that entirely. Real ones know.
Jake, that actually leads into exactly our drink and also why we picked it.
Well, okay. Yeah. So, guys, welcome again to Club Stars Line. We're here as artists in residency for the travel agency. That is the channel you're on right now. You already know the deal. You already know what it is. Tonight we will be, I guess, doing a download on Taurus tonight. So we've got lots of information to drop on you. We'll have a secret celebrity chart that we're going to do, and we'll have DJ sets by yours truly and Software for Girls' own DJ Mix Riss in the mix. Anyway, so mom, we want to start with the drink right off the bat just to get the party started.
Let's do it. I am thirsty. You know,
I'm
I'm out here
thirsty
baking
too.
in this tin can basically.
Yeah.
and,
So
and not in a good way. Sorry. Not yet. Anyway.
yes, not sure
Oops.
what's just happening here, but well, something I want to say. We got the chat popping off. Caitlin Zara says, "I feel like you are visiting another planet in your space van, Denise." So
Thanks,
shout
Caitlin.
outs to Caitlin. We love you so much. Thanks
Seen
for
it.
being here.
Caitlin's been there. She's been in Cali with me in the van. Yes, she has.
She knows the
Mhm.
deal. No, yeah, it's true. Actually, one of my few friends who've seen your entire
Setup. Well,
lifestyle,
now the
you
whole
might
world
say,
has seen it. Yes.
and now everyone
All of
does.
it. Yes.
So what's special about this, about Taurus, is mom like what is it about Taurus that would make sense for this drink? What should we tell them about Taurus first so that this drink can make sense?
Well, first of all, Taurus is an earth sign, like our earth rise behind us, whatever. It's very down to earth. So this beverage is every man's beverage, but it also happens to be a very special type version of it. Can I just go ahead and say it's the champagne of beers? And let me just say that Tauruses are very bougie. Let's just come
Mm,
out and say it. They love the sensory experience. So they're not going to just drink any beer. They're going to drink the champagne of beers.
yes.
And this one also happens to have the other moniker name of the, Miller High Life. Jake, shall we? Should we just go ahead?
Let's
Should we
do
just
it.
bring it
So
into the
anyway,
thing?
we're doing Miller High Life tonight.
Right.
Doing it classy, doing it
Okay.
still, God, what did they say? Like a Honda lifestyle with a BMW, no,
Yeah.
Honda budget with a BMW lifestyle. I don't know,
I
something that makes more
budget.
sense.
Yeah.
Chat,
Yes.
light me up. Y'all know what the deal is. I don't know what I'm already gone off the
Well,
Nubian. So
here, let's have a little clink here, Jake. Let's go ahead and just clink our
okay,
glasses and
here we
just
go.
go ahead and cheers. Cheers. Ting. All right, gotcha.
Okay, cheers.
Okay, this I have to two-hand because I got the 40.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my mom got this wacky um giant
Well,
bottle.
actually, 32 ounces. Okay, and I got it at Jake. Do you have the picture on the screen?
I do actually. I have the picture. I'm gonna switch over to our two screen with
Mhm.
the images. I've got mom, tell us about the place you got this thing at.
Wanna know, Jake, can you zoom in on the picture?
I sure
Okay, so
can.
I was scared, you guys, because I went to Vons and I was afraid that they did not have Miller High Life. I could not find it. Luckily, I stumbled upon the Star Market and it was a sign. Come on now. The stars aligned and
A
I ran
sign.
into the
The stars aligned
market.
for the sign.
Yes, I did. And oh my gosh. And not only did they have it, they had a gigantic one.
Beautiful bottle.
So yeah, yes, they did it up right. So I was not disappointed and the show went on. Yes, for
Well,
sure.
wonderful. So why don't we get into Taurus a little bit, and we can tell a little bit more about the backstory of the drink. But I think that'll reveal who we may be cheersing later. So let's before we get into that, we can hold on to that. So
Yes.
Taurus.
Okay.
Let's say this: the dates of it are April 19th to May 20th. And mom, tell us about those dates and why you like
Well, what I
those
think is very
dates in particular.
interesting is there are 2 very important holidays that occur during those dates.
That's
One
true.
is one that most know of. It is Earth Day, where we think about
Hmm.
climate change and, of course, the Earth,
We
is
have our
what
Earth
rules the
flag
Earth. So
repping.
it's so incredibly perfect that they picked, the season of Taurus to be, concerned about the Earth, right? Very, very good. What also cracks me up, and this, it also happens to be an unofficial holiday of 420, right, Jake?
Mhm. That's right.
Yes,
What do you mean
exactly. So,
that's right, Jake? What is that
well,
supposed
I
to mean?
mean, I don't know. Anyway, what's really interesting about that is if you see other astrologers talk about this or other, YouTubers or whatever, they talk about how chill um Tauruses are and the concept of the chill bro. And the thing is, they like everything to be calm and under control and kind of idyllic. And that often happens when one is relaxed,
Mhm.
whether that's by natural means or herbal means. And so I think it's quite fitting that that the new, hopefully, national holiday of 420 happens to fall in the sign of Taurus. And hence, again, let's cheer, Jake, the fact that we picked Miller High Life.
Yes.
All right. Here's to that.
Cheers to
So
that.
it's a
One of
beer,
many
it's
cheers
down to
today.
earth beer, down to earth beer. Oh my God,
Mhm.
look, I'm already slipping down to Lurf
Down to
beer.
lerp,
Okay. Yep. There you go.
coming in
I've
real
only
hot.
drank, here it goes. So
Just checking back in with the chat. Travel Agent Rick helped us out here, and it's steak taste with a burger budget,
there you
which,
go.
I don't know what the vegetarian equivalent would that be, but chick Impossible Burger taste with chickpea budget, maybe? Anyway. So yeah, that's kind of the time frame we're working with. I can add a little bit here. So the element that is most associated, or that is associated with Taurus, is Earth, is an
Mhm.
Earth sign, and the modality of it, or the sort of energy associated with it, is a fixed energy. So it is
Right.
focused or quote slow to change. So, Mom,
Right.
what do we need to know kind of about Earth at the intersection of fixed
Okay.
necessarily?
Well, I will say this, one of the, attributes people have is being dependable. You know what I mean? Since they are slow to change, you can pretty much guarantee they're going to be pretty consistent. Um, and a lot of times they get they get the stereotype of being bullheaded, but they're just pondering and slower. So it's not like they're being stubborn on purpose. They're just taking their time. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Nobody's pushing them down the road. You know what I mean? So unlike like the cardinal sign of like, um of Capricorn, which is also an earth sign, which is ambitious and it's constantly climbing. This one's chill. It's on the level playing field with the rest of us on the earth, like I said, just the working man or whatever. But they're very concerned with providing for their own needs. So we'll
Mm.
get to that in the rest of the
Well, you
this.
already kind of made an allusion to this, Mom. You said that they are quote bull-headed. So
Woo!
what can we say about this and maybe this image we have here?
What's interesting is okay, so the symbol for Aries was the ram, right? Has horns, right?
Right.
But the symbol for the for Taurus is the bull. And there's a subtle difference. You think of bulls, oftentimes let's just go there. You think of fertility because oftentimes bulls, bulls are they make things happen. You know what I mean? So they're fertile. So I mean, so are
Okay.
rams, but
I
that is
mean,
that.
it's
Just imagine the distinction here. They're a little slower. They're hanging out in the field. They're not like a ram button heads busy over there starting a war. They're just kind of tranquil and languid and hanging out,
mhm,
enjoying. As I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but this is a childhood tale. Walt Disney made a movie out of it, and then they recently redid it. But this is Ferdinand the bull, and
mm,
as you can see, Ferdinand he is luxuriating in a field of flowers, and he's sniffing one.
mm,
In the shade, just hanging out, being happy, all the sensory stuff. And what I think is funny is if you saw our Club Stars Line logo or poster for this show, Allie, our resident Taurus, definitely decorated with flowers, and it was super cool. So she did a great job, lining that up with the
yeah, check that
idea.
out on Instagram. I unfortunately don't have it offhand right here, but
Uh,
you saw the poster. That's why you're here. You know what we're talking about. But
yeah, exactly. So
so okay, so we have that. What I've really enjoyed the thing we talk about kind of early on in the streams is we talk about the I blank statements that are associated with every
mhm.
sign. It's
Yeah.
I and a verb. Um, for Taurus, the motto is I have,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
I just for the sake of folks who might want other examples, mine is I believe as a Pisces. I
Right, and
believe.
Aries is right them. So Pisces was the 12th house of, like, the subconscious, I believe, the things you can't see, the things you have to believe and have faith in. And then,
Yes.
of course, Aries we just did, and Aries was I am, and it was the first house of your persona, of, like, "This is who I am. I've differentiated from, I've been born into this world. Here I am." Right? The next one is where you start to acquire resources, okay? So in Taurus, the focus of the second house was which what this was rules, is your personal finances and your emotional resources, your
Mm,
personal and emotional resources, the ones you cultivate, and that's another word or sign word for yourself. Because the opposite would be the eighth house of resources you get from someone else that you depend on.
mm,
This gives you, this again, going back to that dependability, you depend on yourself. The Taurus can provide for themselves, they manifest, and it's really cool because we're going to get to the next thing. They're ruled by Venus, and
mm.
Venus is art and love and your value system. So it melds really well that their ruling planet of Venus really melds well with the earth sign because it focuses on the material plane and things actually occur and manifest. So
Wow. So Taurus has kind of got some good stuff going on. I feel like
they do, they do.
it
We
seems
might see
powerful but sensual at the same time.
that you exactly got it. You got it. That is exactly the whole key to
Wow.
this. So,
Tauruses.
since we're talking about the planet ruler, Jake, is it okay if I go ahead and pop in with another thing I got on my travels? I don't know if you
Oh
guys can see.
yes, let's talk about this thing.
Can
Tell
you
us.
see it? I can't quite see it. Can you
Well,
see it?
actually move it over a little. There you go.
Right.
Perfect.
I don't know if you guys can see this. Okay, so
Yeah,
Venus rules
get it
the heart,
close to your
right?
camera.
Venus rules the heart. Can you guys see this heart?
Yes, we see. I
I
see
don't
the
know if you
heart.
can see it,
Chad,
right?
do you see the heart? I
Okay.
think you see the heart.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I got this. Okay, so Venus is like I said, love and the arts and all those kinds of things, all the things that come from your heart. Isn't that interesting? So your friend Denise was in Sedona last week on a hike, and everyone was drawn like a Pied Piper to this older gentleman who was on top of a vortex or whatever, just a mountain rock thing that he climbed up, and he was playing the flute, some Native American music. So it was very beautiful and also kind of stereotypical, but I was loving it because I mean, you need flute music when you're out in Sedona. Okay,
You
so it was
gotta have
awesome.
those pan flutes in Sedona.
Gotta have the pan flute, got it. Okay, so that dude comes climbing down his perch, right? And he stops at each person along the way and hands them one of these. And he doesn't just give it to you and walk away. He gives it to you and he does his ministry. And he told me, he said, "I want you to hold that close to your heart." Okay, right? So hold it to your heart. He goes, "Everything in life," he goes, "you'll never go wrong if you make decisions from your heart, not your head." He's like, so he was just and he just went on and I was like, "Uh-huh, yes, uh-huh." So I've been driving around the van, and I think this is really appropriate. I'm literally doing what I love right now, and we're having a great time, and I love our crew, and finding success, financial, emotional, and financial resources.
Mhm.
We're finding success by doing something we're all enjoying, something we love, something from our heart. So anyway,
Yes.
that's my little lecture. Thanks, guy with the pamphlet in Sedona.
Did he tell you his name at all?
No, no, but
My
I
name?
think it couldn't be more or it's a piece of red rock in the shape of a heart. I'm like, "That couldn't be more Taurus, if I planned it." It's amazing. So,
Interesting.
anyway.
Well, as Travel Agent says in the chat, thanks, Panflute guy. We love you. This is dedicated to you. It feels right. Mom, you mentioned money and earning some stuff. So I do want to take a brief moment to say thank you to a
Mhm.
recent thing that we have been awarded here on the travel agency and us specifically here at Club Stars Line as part of that initiative. We are part of the Futures Fund, which was awarded to us through the Luminary and the Andy Warhol Foundation. So we are extremely excited to be bringing you guys this material while also being kind of paid entities of those spaces. So we're so appreciative of that and want you guys all to go follow the Luminary, go follow the Andy Warhol Foundation, follow the travel agency, do everything you can to show some support and love because I'm telling you what, we're feeling it. So, and this is our first stream under that budget, I guess.
Yeah,
So we're
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
excited to be here with that, and we're very thankful. So but carrying on, so Mom, we talked about I guess you kind of already talked about the planet ruler. Should we go
Uh-huh.
more in depth on that? Venus.
Yeah, we did about love. I think that was
Okay.
kind of what I was going on about doing things from your heart. Um, Also going back to the sensory thing, maybe that's where we should kind of deep dive on this is literally, the touch, feel, all five senses. It's very much of importance and is able to manifest because those are the physical things in the world. You physically hear with your ears, you physically see with your eyes, all those things. Um,
Or you
and then
smell
as
with
far
your
as
nose, as our
with your
good
nose,
pal Ferdinand's doing here, really getting
oh
all up in
God,
that
you just
flower. So
and it's sort of just being like, just your senses, just taking you away to another place. You know what I mean? And it's very, very cool. The thing I do want to say though is in Aries rules the head, right? It's the first sign of the zodiac.
mhm.
So there's a body part that Taurus rules, and it comes down from the head to the throat, right? Speaking your truth, right? And
Mm,
so a lot of Tauruses are singers or musicians. So isn't it crazy that that dude was playing the flute and he comes down, he gives me, I would like to know his sign. I should have asked him. Oh my goodness.
I bet he's a Taurus. That sounds like it.
Maybe hanging out on a rock. That was about right. So anyway, so I'm really excited about for our show because we have so many cool Taurus musicians and artists to talk about. So
That's right. So yeah, as my mom said, look forward to it. I will have a hip hop set of all Taurus rappers. There's actually quite a few of them. It makes sense because they have that confidence, but like sensualness about them. So it's a pretty good mix of folks. And then our own DJ Mix Riss will come at you probably hard and fast, as she often does, with an hour-long set. Mine will be half hour. Hers will be a whole hour. So look forward to the music starting at 9:30 Central Standard Time. Um, okay, Mom. Well, and then I think we've pretty much got the very basic lowdown of this. I forget. Do we
there's a
usually
few more
cheers or do we start
keywords.
breaking it down?
I think we do the keywords, and then we're gonna have a little bit more of a riff. Then we're gonna do cheers. So a
All right,
few more
beautiful.
keywords we might want to do. And we always say like positives and negatives, but it's two sides of the same coin. So we've already said that Tauruses are very down to earth, and one of
Hmm.
the things is they like possessions because it's physical, it's tangible, right? So I like to just laugh because my grandma was a Taurus, and she was so good about gift giving. She was the best gift giver. You know what I mean? My Capricorn grandma would write me a check. You know what I mean? That was
Which you
like
are a
my
Capricorn, so you can say that. And I'm
but I'm a Capricorn, so I liked it. So, you know what I mean? But my sweet, sweet Taurus grandmother would always wrap it. It was always something cute, like a stuffed animal or something, that kind of thing. So just that thing. Very tactile. One time we went to the thrift store. Of course, she's about money. And she tried on a fur coat. And I was like, oh, grandma.
oh.
Oh, she put that on, and you would have thought she was a queen. She was, like, luxuriating in the collar and all this other stuff. So I was like, "There she is. That's her being a Taurus. It's
Oh my god,
92 years old, put on a fur coat." That's so, um,
unbelievable.
yeah, yeah, very, very caring. She was big into food, so this was something, Jake, I would like you to discuss because Jake is Taurus rising. Food is a big thing because it is a multi-sensory thing. So,
Yes.
you know, again, yes.
So let's get my therapy session started. Jake, what's your relationship to food? Let's talk about this. So I, as a young lad,
Mhm.
I've been a thick boy with 3 Qs. I've never been a little one. And there was a time in my life as a child when I used to wear size 16 husky pants, and I believe that was because I was always, eating and being active. I love food. There are people in this world who decide that food is about fuel. I don't know what that's about. I think food is fuel, but it is also it is love. It is peace. It is joy. It is
Yes.
sorrow. It is everything. Food is everything. It is the ultimate
Well,
sensory thing, and I think it actually makes a lot of sense that I guess that I have this Taurus in my top three. My
right.
Taurus rising, correct?
Correct. And Jake, I want to say, what did you do to put yourself through school? Where
Well,
did
I
you work
work.
for 7?
Must because I'm a Taurus rising. I worked
No.
at a vegetarian vegan restaurant, which I believe I've talked about on this show specifically before, called Frida's in St. Louis. If you're interested in that kind of food, go get it. They have wonderful stuff. Uh, that's kind of it. But I definitely enjoyed the food aspect because I felt really good about the food I was selling, and it wasn't a
Mhm.
hard thing to do for me. So because I enjoyed everything that they served. So,
Yeah.
um, and Travel
So
Agent Rick says Husky Boys, so we're representing, Uh, and also Rick says, "Has anyone ever owned a Ford Taurus?" So anyone in the chat that's owned a Ford Taurus, I really like the wagons from the '90s. I think those were really cool. I think there were some really good, like, kind of colors of that time, kind of like this, like candy apple red, and there's kind of like weird green color, the kind of like
and you know what? What's
minty
interesting
green
about the
sort of.
Taurus,
Hmm.
well, there's Saturns, but I think Taurus is like the only actual zodiac sign that has a car named after it. There's eclipses, there's transit, there's all these other kind of terminology, but I don't think there's no Leo, there's no Aries. You know what I mean? Like I think Tauruses might win the car game.
Oh, wait,
So
mom, you
on
forgot
that.
about the Honda Pisces. Oh, wait, that's the pilot.
Oh, you're funny, Jake. Okay, moving right along, I'm going to talk about something really fast.
Yes.
That right now, we've talked about Uranus during Aquarius, people. That's
Or
Rick's
what?
planet.
You talking about what?
Uranus. Remember
Oh,
Uranus? Uranus is the planet
our
that's
old friend
wacky.
Uranus.
Okay, imagine everything we've said
Uh-huh.
about
But
Taurus. Uranus is in Taurus right now. So what's happening to the whole world? Our emotional and financial resources are all in flux.
mm,
Suddenly things changed a year and a half ago. A lot of this stuff is like the way we look at food, the way we look at all these other things. Things are changing, and it has a lot to do with the ideas about those things too. So that's really,
mm,
I'll save the rest of that for our astro weather. But I just wanted to say, since we were talking about a few of these things, I just wanted to throw that in there right now. So,
okay. Well, and
okay.
also look forward to my mom's astro weather. She'll talk about that while I'm getting set up for my DJ set. So again, around 9:30. Go ahead, mom.
Okay, so we're just going to go on to where we just kind of talk about a few more motifs before our big toast. I'm very excited about our toast today because we have a very important person to toast to because it's her
That's right.
birthday.
Hmm.
Okay, so just want to say our fabulous DJ, Aries DJ, Miss Mixeress. Okay, we know what that theme is about. So, Aries, what happens in the springtime is Aries warms up the earth. So it's possible for cultivation to take place, right? So the joke is, and all the astrologers laugh, is that in Taurus season is when they plow the fields. Okay. And that has a lot to do with fertility, correct? Yeah.
Oh
So
my
anyway,
goodness.
cultivation, manifestation. I'm telling you, we're gonna veer over there because that's where it's at. So the idea started in Aquarius where you make your garden planning, then it rains in Pisces, then the world heats up in Aries, and then Taurus is when you plant those seeds and things begin to manifest. So
Mm,
yes, so it's a feminine receptive sign. So, and just yeah, so grounded, solid energy. Yeah, get lost in sensory overload. All the senses are awakened. And my joke is, and this is no shade, where Aries attacks, they go for it. Taurus attracts, so they kind of hang back and let people come to them.
ooh,
So you got the hunter, and then you got the gatherer, kind of. You know what I mean? So it's an
mm,
interesting play with Aries Taurus. So
Well,
just
that
wanted to
makes a lot
mention.
of sense for our software for girls, as Mixris is an Aries, and as an opportunity to now get into the cheers,
Okay, here we go.
our own Little Miss Gabby, aka Allie, is a Taurus, and so we are here cheersing to you, Allie. It was your birthday a few days ago, I believe, right? Or last week, certainly. And we want to take this time to give you a good, beautiful shout out.
Well, and is it any wonder that it is Allie who creates our beautiful posters for each all of our beautiful graphics that we have. She
Mhm.
does such a great job combining the theme and the colors and all the just ideas all together. And it's always just it always pops. You can always rely on her to just hit right on the money because she's using her Venusian talents, to just bring it all together and just really represent, what the theme is. So we're so lucky to have so many talented people, to have the Aries energy with mixed wrist to just pump us up. And then, our beautiful Taurian energy, to portray what we're all about to the world and stuff. So we're very lucky. So cheers to you,
Cheers to Allie.
Miss Allie. So
Absolutely. She says thanks in the chat. I always try to make I always try to make everything beautiful. Well, gosh darn it, don't we know that? Okay, Mom.
oh, we need
Yes,
that.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So Jake, who do you want? Jake has a cheer. Okay, that was our mutual toast. Okay,
Yes.
but Jake has somebody else he really has grown up with that he really wants to
Oh
let's
yeah.
toast.
Well,
Mhm.
my boy, my good friend, our pal, friend of the show, Bono. My king, my Irish king Bono. He, he's very subtle. Like he's not like the most bombastic front man, but he knows how to put on a show. He knows how to be just enough. He's definitely gotten cheesier in his old age. He
I know.
definitely has these moments of
He
uh
hit time though. He hits the mark,
oh, he does. He reads the room, he feels it. And I feel a kinship to him as a Pisces. I feel like honestly if I heard that he was a Pisces, I'd believe it, but I think to have that front man energy, you really kind of need a little bit more force, and I think that fixed earth energy really does it. So to Bono, I hope you have a beautiful day.
Um,
And
Jake, let's talk about his name, the name he chose. What does Bono mean? What's his real name, Jake?
his name is Dave. Oh my God. I
It's
think I'm a real
you
fan, aren't
say it.
I?
His real name is Paul Hewson, but he goes by Bono. And Jake learned today
Mhm.
that Bono, his real stage name was Bono Vox, which means
I
good
have never
voice
heard that
in
in my entire
Latin.
life.
Yeah, he didn't realize that. So good voice. And what do we say? The Tauruses, without him probably even knowing that it's a Taurus thing, he named himself Bono Vox. Good voice. And he just goes by Bono for short. So I just
Yes,
love it when that stuff comes up. You know what I mean? When we find these, cool coincidences that aren't really coincidences, people. It's
that's
all a
right.
language.
Well, really quick, Software for Girls mentions that, quote, "We have a Bono special tonight, dot, 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 so look out for that." And something we need to really do that Lil Miss Gabby, AKA Allie, says, "Can we toast to my mom, who is also a Taurus?" Well, here on the mother-son duo show, we, of course, can toast to a mom, so shout out to Allie's mom.
Thank you, Allie's mom, for being such a wonderful mom and for supporting and creating such a beautiful
Yes,
human being who we have the pleasure and the privilege of hanging out with. Cheers
that's
to
right.
Mrs. Campbell.
Shout out.
Ooh,
Um,
hey, let's take a little break. Let's see if the sun's gone down before we
yeah,
switch into the
let's
next
let's check
show
in
of the
with our
planet.
surroundings here and on base camp,
You wanna
Mom.
That's
Show us
right. You wanna
around?
you wanna pop up the, rising sign because it kinda looks like a sunset too, so
Oh,
here we
sure,
go.
let's do that.
Okay,
Let's see how close your surroundings
okay, so
are to this image here.
okay, how are we doing? How are we doing? Okay, that hasn't happened yet. Okay,
All
so
right, well,
that's
we're
what I
getting
see.
there.
Well, let me just tell you, this is what I see in the morning when I wake up out here because it's so flat, like, well, not
Mm.
totally flat, but just you really see the sunrises and sunsets totally. So, okay. All right. It's not blazing hot. I'm gonna give it another couple minutes and then we'll check on it.
Is Walter White out there? Is it kind of Breaking Bad vibes? What's it like out there,
I
Mom?
know. It's like I don't see him, Jake.
Our correspondent out there? Okay.
Right.
It's
Okay. Here we go. Close your ears.
There you go.
Woo. Okay. All right. And we're back.
Okay,
Okay.
hello.
Hello. Okay. So
Um,
are we ready for the next?
yes, perfect. So we've got our rising sign up here.
Alright.
So let's see. So for Taurus rising, mom, in the notes we have our first word here is appearance dash Jake,
Great.
5 exclamation points. So what does that mean exactly?
Okay, so the rising sign
Oh,
is
wait,
what
wait,
your
wait. I'm
first
so
house is.
sorry. Hold on. How did we mention Bono and not talked about the fact that you're in Joshua Tree? My God. My
I
God.
know.
Caitlin Zara dispatches from Joshua Tree, and I call
Oh
myself a real you guys, I have show jitters. I've got like 20 things going on. You know I would have caught this as a real YouTube fan,
my
even
god,
though I
this is
didn't
why
know
we have the
Bono's
chat.
actual first name.
This is why the chat is so valuable. Okay, also, Caitlin, I'm
Chat,
gonna tell you, I told
you
Jake
keep
this
us
too,
real.
that I was in Sedona and they have Rattle and Hum coffee, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" I almost bought the t-shirt, but anywho, I'm going back to
It's
Sedona
fine.
anyway, so I'll get it. I'll get it, and I'll send it to you guys. Yeah,
Oh,
anyway,
perfect. Thank you.
Rattle and Hum. Oh my god, we're in Joshua Tree, we're talking about Bono, Jake. I
Yes.
know. It's
And Little Miss Gabby says, remember when you two just put their music on everyone's iTunes library and specifically iPods or iPhones even? And that was a little bullheaded of them, wouldn't you say?
that was very kind of them
Uh,
and loving of them
yes. See, they
to
gave you free
share their
music and no one
resources.
was
Mhm.
thankful for it.
To share their music there with the world. That was a beautiful thing. Yes,
Yeah,
it
remember
was.
that? What a
Yep.
beautiful day that was.
Oh, what a beautiful day. See, Jake, you're on it. You're back on your game.
Thank you.
That is
Thank
a
you. I
great
definitely already made that joke earlier, but that's okay.
Okay, well, I missed it, I guess. Okay, so
Okay,
I wanna
that's fine.
say is the rising sign for everybody, just as a repeat, is how you appear to the world. So even though Jake is a Pisces, you might mistake him for a Taurus because of the way he looks. Okay, so, um, first of all, just
Believe
wanna
me, it's
say
happened. Yeah.
that when you have Venus as your rising planet or whatever, that you're often considered very beautiful or attractive or handsome, right? Soft features, blah, 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 blah. Very beautiful. Okay. Oftentimes, what we said, the Aries have good eyebrows, but they might be a little arched. A lot of times the Tauruses have thicker eyebrows, kind of Jake's thick eyebrows. We got them right there. Nice frame on the face, little low, kind of like, you've ever seen a cow.
Like a cow. Damn.
Just kidding. Just kind of the lower brow situation going on. Anyway,
Sure.
long lashes is always a big thing.
Okay.
Um, and full lips, okay? And Jake did mention before sort of the big bone structure. Not every Taurus is this way, but they're definitely grounded. There's a groundedness to their
We're
physique.
we're
And Jake,
broad.
show them your hand. We always shake if Jake shakes your hands, he could crush you with his meat paws. We laugh
Yes,
about
we
Jake's
call
meat.
them meat paws. I feel like my hand isn't
Turn
that
your,
big.
turn your wrist around. Okay. You got a big old wrist. Yes,
Big
yeah,
ol'
turn it there.
wrist.
Uh-huh. Anyway, the other crazy thing I learned in my research, and I just take this for granted because, I birthed Jake, is that
Mhm.
a lot of times Tauruses will have dimples. Jake's got them.
Oh my god.
Jake, zoom on into your dimples. Zoom in. There you go.
This might be
Look
the
at
most
that.
embarrassing episode we've ever done.
Jake, we got to use what
Embarrassing
we've
so
got.
far.
You,
Yet, yes.
yes, but you
Uh-huh.
are. How can we not talk about this? You are Taurus rising. I got you.
You
Right
got
when we get
me.
to
I'm right here and you made it happen.
uh-huh.
And Little Miss Gabby
Sagittarius
says, "I've
rising.
got the long lashes."
Woo!
And so, I mean,
She
she's
sure does.
flirting them up too, you know?
She does. She sure does.
Um,
When we get to Sag Rising, we can focus on me, but
there we
whatever.
go.
So,
We'll get there. Yes.
and also a nice and pleasant voice, which
Oh.
oftentimes people have said to me, Jake is really good on these shows. He's got a nice voice. So there you go.
Oh, thank you. I like to think I
Yeah,
hopefully I have a face not for radio, but for Twitch, but also a voice to
there you
match. We'll
go.
see. You never
So
know.
Jake, we kind of toasted you. Look at that. Here, cheers to Jake.
God, you
Yes, yes,
think
yes.
I'm a Taurus? My God.
Okay, what I also think is funny is the examples we have of Pisces or of Taurus risings are mostly Pisces. So this is an interesting combination because Jake, you're
Mm,
really into music and you are Pisces and you're Taurus
mm-hmm.
rising, so it all flows. So our examples of another Taurus rising person is, and I'm going to say it wrong,
Camila,
Camila.
Camila Cabello. She
Yes.
is a Pisces Taurus rising.
Jake, say the
Uh,
rest. Yeah.
After that, we have Gigi Hadid, who is a Taurus rising, which is interesting. And then last, a Pisces Taurus rising, Queen Latifah, who is so talented, wonderful person. Love Queen Latifah. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
And it's really what you've come to the earth to master. And so if you're born with Sun
Mm,
in Taurus, you're working, figuring this stuff out. But again, going back to all the things we talked about music and blah blah blah. This list of celebrities and people we have on here. Okay, Jake, I'm gonna have you take this segment because this is kind of the pop culture thing, and there's so
Okay.
many Taurus people that we could talk about. Anyway, go for it.
Well, I
So
always think it's funny that certain signs have like a ton of famous people, especially like musicians or actors, whatever. So, for instance, famous Taurus sons that we have, pretty wide cast of people here. We have Bono, aforementioned, Willie Nelson, Travis Scott, Amber
well,
Heard,
let's pause on Willie Nelson for a second.
Willie Nelson.
Who led who led the cause to legalize marijuana?
Willie was certainly
He
part of
was
it. That's
known.
true.
He was on the cutting edge of making sure that that was going to be, okay
Our
for people.
our boy Willie
Normal,
Nelson.
right? Normal,
Yes.
right? Shout out to normal. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, go on. Travis Scott.
We have Lizzo, Adele, Kelly Clarkson, Channing Tatum, George Clooney, Jerry Seinfeld, George Carlin, Uma Thurman, Stephen Colbert, President Truman, and Salvador Dali. So, I mean, if that's not an all-star cast, I don't know what is. But,
Yeah.
um, well, I'm curious, Mom, because I feel like I'm looking at these people and the way they
Let's talk
present
about George
themselves.
Clooney.
Yeah, George
George
Clooney.
Clooney's got a very distinctive voice. He's got the
Hmm.
eyebrow. I don't know if he's Taurus Rising or not. But he's got that. You know, he's charming, and he's hot, but he's not as hot as Jason Momoa, but he's hot in a different way. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, okay, speaking of hot, that's a hot take. Some people might very much disagree with you.
You know what I'm
However, I
saying?
think it shows
A little
immense
different.
taste. I don't know. Actually, George Clooney does have an excellent tequila, Casamigos. If you guys ever
Ooh,
want to try that. So, I mean, talk
yeah.
about
But it's just 2
sensory
different versions of hotness.
experiences.
You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of
Sure.
earthy, sensual, yeah, versus yeah. So anyway, I was surprised by Jerry Seinfeld, but you know what? It's kind of interesting because he talks about normal things, and that's where
Right.
he's funny. He's got very down to earth humor.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
almost exceedingly ridiculously down to earth
Absurdly,
humor for the most
absurdly,
part.
ridiculously, like the normal things of life, And same thing, George Carlin, boy, he was on it. Oh,
Yes.
I don't know what you guys are George Carlin, but he was very go ahead.
Well, no, he's super practical, and I mean, I think a lot of people loved his humor because he was so intensely
Mhm.
allowing you to know that reality of politics, of things like that, and famously saying, "It's a big club, and you're not in it." Of the people that are screwing us over. So, I mean, he told it like it is, very down to earth. In the chat, we
Yeah.
have Lomas Gabby saying, "OMG, Suffer for Girls." We were just talking about Channing Tatum, and Goof 314 says Channing Tatum is timeless for real. He invented the himbo, which is true. He definitely did. Mom, are you familiar with the term himbo?
No, would you like to explain it to me?
This is
I'm
for
guessing.
the hymns out there, when they are bimbos, that's where that happens, the
Well,
hymns
and that
bow,
kinda
yes.
goes with the thing where they're not hitting on you, but the girls would hit on them because, they're just
Perhaps. Mhm.
they're beguiling self under a tree smelling a flower, and it's easy for the girls to go after them. So,
Yeah, so
yeah.
everyone looking for himbos, go find you one because they'll delightfully take you on. Okay, Mom, is that our son wrap up?
That's cool. Yeah, okay. Anything else? Anybody else in the chat wanna talk about any of those other people? I love Lizzo so much. I just can't
This
tell you
was
how much I love
fun.
her.
Mhm.
Yeah, Adele, of course, Adele's got the great voice and just,
Well, Mom, it's
she's
interesting, we're talking about physical features, and Uma
yeah,
Thurman, which you have previously mentioned many times
yeah,
that, like 80s Madonna and Uma Thurman, kind of early 2000s, very much looks like you,
which is
frankly.
an interesting thing. Uma Thurman is Virgo rising, but she is a Taurus. So it's
Mm,
interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, it can throw you off, but they're both it's Earth. She's Earth. So
interesting.
yeah. And she was married to Ethan Hawke, who's a Scorpio, was her complementary opposite. So I could go
Mm.
on and on. I love all the celebrities. So
I mean, my
um
God, what we don't know about
yes,
this.
the things that this is my outlet to tap
This is
all of my
yes, the
celebrity
walking.
yes. Yeah. What do you think about Amber Heard being a Taurus?
It's great.
Man, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest
Yeah.
with you, I don't think I know who that is, I hate to say.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just
I
curious.
mean, flame
Okay.
me in the chat for not knowing, but,
Okay.
Goof314 says, "Excited for Taurus Moon segment." Well, you came to the right
Oh,
place. Let's go ahead
wait,
and
is
get
Google
right in it.
Force new? Hey, let's talk about it. Hey, in the chat, talk about your okay. I'll say what I think about it, but I just want you to know, Goof314. Is it Goof314?
Goof314.
Um, Taurus Moon is in exaltation. It is the best placement to have a Taurus Moon, and I'll tell you why. Because of course I'm going to tell you why. Okay, is that the moon is cyclical, right? So it's always waxing, waning, and changing. But in Taurus, it can chill because Taurus is a fixed sign, right? So it
Mm,
feels comforted. Its emotions are comforted. Um, it's devoted and loving because it's a Venus ruled moon. Does that make sense? Because Venus rules Taurus, and when it's in the moon, it's very loving. It grounds that waxing and waning energy. It says if you're born, and I've read this somewhere, but if you're born with the moon in Taurus, you have a greater opportunity to be in touch with your fundamental needs. Because again, that sensory thing
mm,
and your emotions. Remember, your emotional financial resources is Taurus. Uh, and the practicality and the know-how to achieve them. And says those born when the moon is in Taurus find it easy to enjoy the pleasures of life. They chill and just enjoy life, coupled with an uncanny ability to somehow attract them. Remember, we talked about
mhm,
attracting,
mhm.
and it's a great moon position for emotional self-care and comfort. So
Wow.
I for you, I am jealous of the Taurus moon.
Ah,
Any other comments? Please feel free,
yeah,
because yeah.
anybody, let us know in the comments if you got that Taurus moon, because we're jealous out here. Um, Wonderful. Uh, do we feel like we covered Taurus moon for the most part?
Oh, definitely,
Okay,
definitely. If
beautiful.
okay,
So next up, we're gonna move into the if you have Mercury in Taurus.
so Mercury is communication again. Everybody's got, Mercury somewhere in their chart. And when Mercury's in Taurus, again, take that mental energy and then consolidate it. Okay, so usually Mercury is the fleet-footed messenger. It's fast, right? So when it gets to Taurus, it slows down. So sometimes people think, oh, Taurus Mercury is in Taurus are kind of, plodding or slow or
Mm,
stubborn. But no, they're logical and they take their time. But once they make the decision, they arrive at a decision, they're actually decisive and then stubborn because they took their time and thought it completely out or whatever. And so they stick with their decision. So that's where that stubbornness thing kind of comes in from. And they say sometimes people mistake that time they take for being mentally lazy, but it's not true. That it's them taking their time to make the decision. So
mm.
shout I always want to defend people when there's like a good and bad thing going on. There's always, so
We're very
there's no
diplomatic
good or
here.
bad. Yes,
Correct.
for sure, for sure.
Just information.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move to Venus, which is
Okay.
always fun.
So think about this. Venus rules Taurus. So it's super happy to be in Taurus. So
Supercharged.
it's
Interesting.
right. So your Venus, imagine the way you love and the things you value are on the material plane, right? You're going to show how you love someone. You're going to show them things like my grandma would give me gifts, right?
Hmm.
Um, very loyal because it's fixed, right? So in love, they're very loyal, but a little possessive. Remember we said about possessions? They're sort of an acquisitive, like, "Oh, you're
Interesting.
mine." It's like you're mine. You know what I mean? And they are. It is the most sensual and touchy feely of all the Venus placements, and physical contact is very, very important for how they express their love. And that kind of leads back to the whole fertility issue because oftentimes people, Tauruses, are start their families early and maybe not
Oh.
on maybe accidentally because they get lost in the sensory overload.
Wow.
But dialing that back around, going back to just Venus in like an artistic sense,
Mhm.
loves luxury. Begin again, likes good taste, has good taste because it takes everything into account. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Well, I
Venus is.
was, as a concept, what love language would you say that is most associated with? So clearly gift giving,
Oh yeah, there you go.
and physical
And
touch.
affection, the physical touch. Yeah, that's a
Clearly.
great way to put it. Mhm.
Acts of service, maybe that can be material, but not for real. Not what they're really
That would be
looking.
more Virgo, I think. I
Mm.
would think that'd be more Mars and Virgo will do stuff for it. And yeah,
And then
yeah.
words of affirmation,
But
not so much. Maybe not as much.
well, they might sing you a song.
That's true. They Bono might sing you a song for your
Yes,
yes,
you never
exactly,
know,
right.
so oh, man.
Okay, well, then last, it looks like we have Mars in Taurus, or
Right,
Mars in Taurus. There's the emphasis I should have done.
right. So
Okay.
remember last time around when Mars was in Aries, Mars was so happy. It was in its happy place in Aries because it
Sorry.
rules Aries.
So sorry. I missed this joke. Part of the deal. Travel Agent Rick says, Allie, be careful in terms of fertility and sensualness. And Little Miss Gabby says, trust me, I'm being careful. Ha 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 ha. So,
Oh,
yeah,
funny,
everyone
funny.
out there, watch yourself. Anywho.
We have to look at her chart, but anyway, yeah. So, okay. Well, on that note, Jake, this is the time where you cover your ears because,
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm just going to take
okay,
my headset off.
so Mars and Aries, we talked about last time, so happy to be in its home sign. Mars and Taurus slows its roll, right? and loves to savor the experience. So let's just put it that way. But that's in the sexual realm. Of course, all the senses. So, if you want to lure a Mars and Taurus, go ahead and have the candles and the, aromatherapy and the whole deal, the lighting, the music, the soft sheets, all that shit. That's that. Okay. But in terms of how they act in the world, it's very determined. And I like to say Mars and Taurus is the bulldozer of the universe, and this kind of goes back to the cultivation and the plowing the field, the thing. They put their head down and they make it happen. And we say plotting step by step by step. It might be slow, but when it's done. There's no changing it. So it's got the determination. It's the strongest of all the star signs. So they take that Mars energy and they focus it down on an earthly plane, and they value comfort and security, and they work hard to make sure they can maintain it. So it's again. There's so many. I love this so much. I love seeing how Mars is my favorite planet. I love seeing how it manifests in all the different signs. So okay, Jake, you can get back on now. Somebody tell Jake. Wave to Jake. Tell him he needs to get back on. Oh God. Jake, are you giving yourself a facial? What are you doing over there,
Oh.
Taurus Rising?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we done?
Okay,
Did something?
we're
Oh,
done
I
now.
just need to do a
We're done.
mid-show moisturize really quick, if that's okay. Is that all right? Does that
Yeah,
work? How am I
that's
looking? Do
probably
I
the
have some in
best
my
thing
hair?
to do when your mother's talking about Mars, right? There we go.
Okay,
All
perfect.
right. I don't think it was too cringy. I tried to stay on point. Okay.
I'm sure it wasn't. I have no idea. I just got a text actually from Caitlin says, "Come back!" Exclamation point. So we got people out there looking out for me and our production here.
I
So
think Jake got lost in his Taurus risingness of moisturizing his face, his
yeah, I
sensory
think I just gave
overload.
our producer Rick a little heart attack here if I was gonna ever come back, but let's see. I think we're
And I
good.
just want to say, Jake was the kid who didn't like tags on his shirt. Things if the music isn't right, if you're off key, it kills him. So I'm just telling you, that is a sensory
Okay.
Taurus.
Well, let's just get into this for one sec because I can I
And
can
we're
I
almost
can light myself on fire too. I can burn
done.
myself.
Okay.
I didn't like the highway and I didn't
Mhm,
like car washes. They were very scary to me.
mhm,
And I think specifically with the highway, I would say, quote, "No fast road." And
mhm.
that was always brought up
And
to
you were
me much
scared to
later
death
on.
in the car wash. You hated that thing, but now you've got a lot of photography in the car wash,
I
which is
do. I
kind of
have one of my most
yeah.
liked photos of all
You worked
time,
through
which
his
actually
issue.
was on an album cover for my dear friend Hedra Rowan. Go check out her work. Used that particular car wash photo. So a little plug for Jake, old Jakey here.
Okay.
Again, really quick, y'all. You're watching Club Stars Align on the travel agency. We're artists in residence here, brought to you by the Futures Fund by the Luminary. Um,
Very good. Let's do a sunset check, Jake. Ready? Because before we
yeah,
go
let's
into the
do, let's
next
do let's
question,
peek
let's
that one more
start.
time. How we doing?
Okay, let's go. I'll be right back. Let me give you
Okay, here we go.
second
She's gonna open the
You know
space
what?
station door here.
I think we can leave it open. I'm not gonna die now. I was gonna melt before, but okay, can you
All
see
right.
it?
Yeah, we'll just leave that
Oh, we're good?
background out. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm just
You
gonna
just
stay
kind
right
of
here. Okay,
chill right there in the middle. Perfect.
okay.
And also it's good, if like cowboys or somebody shows up and, steals all your stuff, on horseback. You've got you're
You
one
you
of
need
them. They got
yeah,
you're a space
and,
cowboy, mom. There you go.
thank you so much, and, I got the shoes
Oh
for
my
the there's a lot of
god.
cacti out here, so,
She's
you
not
know
playing. You
I'm not
think
playing,
she's
y'all. I was
y'all.
like, "Oh, now I get why they wear boots because there's these
Mhm.
cacti are not a joke. They're
They're
for
not
real."
messing around. Little Miss Gabby says, "Yeehaw!" Well, we yee to that haw. I tell you what.
Exactly,
Um.
exactly.
Well, Mom, are we about to jump into our select? What? How much time we
Celebration.
got? We got 30 minutes here.
Okay, so we're gonna do
Um.
15 on that or 20 on her and on this person, and then yeah. Okay,
Well,
I love this segment because I really love when we get into the astrology and show how a chart manifests in someone's life, and we all have. I love it because I just feel like you can really see how astrology is at work. So anyway,
yes.
go for it, Jake. How do
So,
you want?
Mom, what's a little preview joke we can drop for this person?
You know,
Uh,
do you believe in life after love?
Let me think about
Do you
that
think?
for a second. Do I believe
Do you
in
think you're
life
strong enough?
after love? Do I think hmm, hmm. Do I have you, babe? Do I got you, babe? Is
Yes,
that
yes,
okay? Cool.
yes, yes. Those are like
Well,
the only songs I really know. But anyway, yeah, there's a million other ones. But
well, enough of that. It's Cher, our favorite.
woo!
Woohoo!
So
Just looking like just a vision. We've got a lot of amazing share looks to share with you throughout the years. My mom
Oh,
found this great website with all these different share looks. We're just gonna fly through them. I'm gonna kind of settle on one at some point.
well, so going back to the fashion thing, isn't it funny that Allie went shopping for Marissa? Come
Yes,
on now. Back to the fashion thing, yes, our
yes,
software for girls, had a
hmm
session of that, and yeah,
that's right. So I feel like the ultimate photo though was this look. Many
yeah.
people have used this as a Halloween costume of recent, most specifically, Emrata, our queen, who we love very much. Who I forget what her sign is. Maybe people in the chat know. We're screaming on the chat. We love the looks here. I mean, fashion icon. Very quickly about
Icon.
share.
Can we pause on the icon real quick?
Yes.
It's funny when you see her chart, her sun is in the 11th house, and that is the placement for an icon. So I keep
Oh,
like, yeah, she's an icon on many levels, and we'll get there. So
we'll
just want
get
you to
there.
know.
Well,
Let's
just
pause on
very briefly, Cher was born on May 20th, 1946. She's an actress.
Gemini. Yeah.
She's got a great voice. She's a goddess of pop.
Mhm,
She's been famous for what, 6 decades now, something
yes.
like that.
She is the only artist to ever have achieved a #1 single on the Billboard chart in each of the last 6 decades. So going back to that Taurus staying
Unbelievable.
power, like, and you'll see in her chart, it's not just that she's a Taurus, it's also that she's very Aquarian. So she's always on the forefront of like
hmm
yeah. You want to bring well,
Well,
I guess we'll get
and just briefly, like our own personal history with it. I remember when that song came out in Life After Love. I believe that's the title. I don't actually know the official title, but
I think it's
uh,
called Believe. Anyway.
well, either way, she herald and made autotune happen. Basically, one of the first major artists to use autotune. T Pain gets a lot of credit, and he deserves it absolutely. But Cher, amongst the first, and really kind of made it pop off in our culture. She is a ultimate quote gay icon. She was honored by GLAAD Media Award, specifically the Vanguard Award. Um, quote, the honor is presented to a member of the entertainment or media community who has made a significant difference in promoting equal rights for the LGBT community. And famously was extremely accepting and supportive of her son Chaz as he transitioned. Very famously, especially when there wasn't nearly as much trans discourse in our
Well,
society. Something that I think definitely still an issue, but something that we take a little bit more for granted in current times. So for her to be so supportive is so incredible, especially on such a large platform
Well, and
as
Jake, you
famous
said
as her.
something while we were prepping for this. You're talking about trans visibility. And you know
Mhm,
what? The thing is, she was able to use her celebrity. And it really, and I think this is why she helped win the award. She's a Cancer Rising. So she's very nurturing.
mm,
And her kids' happiness was first. And the thing is, I remember when Chaz was a baby. So Chaz was a famous baby. So talk about, using the power of the media and just knowing to to help other people,
mhm.
with their transition and everything. It was just, I mad respect for Cher, just on
For
so many
sure,
levels. So
absolutely.
yeah.
So biggest love to Cher and her family. So with that, I think we should go ahead and get into Cher's chart. Let's see here, so we can kind of talk about. You just mentioned Cancer Rising, I believe you just said, right?
Yeah, so yeah, if you can zoom in a little bit, let's
So let's
let's
see here.
let's go ahead and we'll start with her sun. If you want to zoom up to the 11th house, Jake.
11th.
So this
Let's
is the
go.
part I love so much when we get into a chart. Just for everyone who's ever had a chart reading with me or wants to have one, I love. Okay, so when your sun is in a particular house, you guys
Mhm.
see the sun as the circle with the dot in it. I
Yes.
say it makes you a cousin of that sign because your energy, the sun is the energy, is is existing in that theme, that 11th house, those all those ideas. Okay. So she is a cousin of an Aquarius. So yes, she's down to earth and all those things, but she's very much this is an excellent example. Remember we said Uranus is in Taurus right now,
Mm,
right? And people are, people's financial and emotional resources are changing. She has that total energy of changing the zeitgeist of having staying power, always staying on the forefront. And not only does she have her sun in the 11th house, she has her Mercury. So, right, your voice, right? And she has that amazing, interesting voice. It's called a contralto, which I don't
Mhm.
even know what that means, but
I
I looked that
was
up.
I wasn't familiar with that term either, but yeah.
Yeah, so she's a really interesting voice, you know what I mean? So it's so cool. So anyway, so that's all in the 11th house of social groups and, all the 11th house things. And like I said, back to, the icon, because the world knows who she is. And so she has a lot of power. Jake, do we have the tweets yet? I guess because we're talking about Mercury,
Oh.
did you show those or did you not bring?
That is a flub on my part. I don't have a second, window for that open, unfortunately, but,
That's okay.
uh,
If you just
anyone who
want to talk
knows Cher
about.
of contemporary times, her Twitter is incredible. Uh, Borderline incoherent at times, but it is full of energy. It is very sweet and, all about, humor and goodwill and, I don't know, making a difference sort of. So, please go check out Cher's Twitter. It's pretty amazing.
Pretty
Um,
entertaining too.
she even has, like, her own way of typing. It's very individual to her. It's wonderful.
The other interesting thing about her being a cousin of Aquarius is she was married to Sonny Bono, which I'm sure most of you guys don't know because it was before your time, but he was an Aquarius.
Mm.
And I think it was after they got divorced, he became the mayor of Palm Springs. So he's kind
Oh,
of it was kind of a famous thing to have a famous singer actor to be. He was like one of like Schwarzenegger came after him. Like a lot of
right.
people who were actors or in the entertainment business became mayors. They got political. And he unfortunately died in a sudden Aquarian accident where he was skiing and he ran into a tree.
Oh my
So yeah,
goodness.
so he did
Way to
pass. So
go.
that is Chaz's dad. So he did pass. Now, she did go ahead and have a second family with another famous person, Jake, and we can talk about this.
This is
Uh,
Greg Allman, correct?
yeah, of the Almond Brothers. Again, a retro reference, but
70s
they
rock.
and I was telling Jake, I really remember this because I was a kid when this all happened. I was like, she named her kid that she had with Greg Allman the coolest name. His name was Elijah Blue. And I was like,
Ooh.
oh, so cool. So I'd seen Chaz when he was a baby on the Sonny and Cher show. And I was like,
Mhm.
that's so cool. They put their baby on their TV show. And
Mhm.
and that's when they sang I Got You, Babe. And I was like, they're such a cute family. And it was so sweet. And so again, this was an era of television where it was like variety entertainment and to see, their baby. And then later on, after their circumstances changed, she married another famous person, so
Interesting.
who was
Well,
a
and much like the variety show or channel that you're on right now, the travel agency, thank you for being here. I
yeah.
have to note this in the chat, Mom, because I'm so glad Caitlin brought this up. Our dear Caitlin. Caitlin says, "Cher's Twitter account!" Exclamation point. My my sister made me a shirt that has pictures of Cher's tweets on it, which completely jogged my memory, as we have referred to that shirt as the shirt.
Okay, I think we need to make this happen and get some merch, you guys. We've had so many great funny things happen. I think
Yes.
all of our posters should be shirts. Okay, Allie, I
Mhm.
haven't said this to you, but I think we should make those shirts. I'm hearing it now live. I'm putting her on the spot.
Yes.
There's so many great shirts that could come out of this. There's so many good
Yes.
things. Yes.
Shirts.
Shirts.
Uh,
Oh my god, of
Bono bags, anyway. Yeah,
uh,
much to
yeah,
get to. Lots of Love and
alright.
Scabby says we can make it happen. So
Alright,
we're in it.
glad
She's
you
in it now. We've got it on live here in
we gotta
4K.
have shared. This is so
Yes.
amazing. Okay, let's go down to the 12th house, Jake.
The
Moving right
12th
along now to the
house.
12th house. Okay.
Okay.
So the 12th house, people, is a hard one because it's the subconscious, it's submerged. But the cool thing is you're plugged into the collective unconscious, right? So she's got, okay, going back to that whole Aquarian vibe, she's got Uranus, which rules Aquarius. Can you see Uranus is the thing that looks like the TIE fighter? Jake,
Oh.
can you point to it? Yeah, that's the
Right
TIE
here.
fighter planet
Cool.
in Gemini. So, woo! Can you imagine that energy? Aquarius and Gemini. So, those of you that know these things, not only does she have Uranus and Gemini like Elton John, she's
Mm.
on the forefront. She has it conjunct her North Node. So her goal in life is to express herself because Gemini is expression, right? So Uranus conjunct the North Node. She's innovative because that's Uranus is innovative, daring. Look at those outfits. Nobody was wearing outfits like that. Progressive and mentally nimble, very liberal. And she's here to express her uniqueness and to give everyone the freedom also by her example to express their uniqueness. So I freaking love that so much. So that's what that middle thing between Uranus and Venus is the North Node. So
Mm.
okay, so moving right along, the next thing is because that's all conjunct, you guys. That's all on top of each other. So that whole energy bundle is just working
Oh.
together.
thing right
So
there.
her Venus is in the 12th house. Again, plugged into the values and the artistry and all that that the collective is. Okay, so her um Venus conjunct the North Node means that she's going to be socially prominent because that Uranus puts you out there in the oh, I'm sorry, the North Node is like what you've come to do, and Gemini is very social because it's like social butterfly energy.
Mm,
So she's somewhat of a social chameleon, which is good because that's how she's been able to last all these years. And
yeah.
it is a higher when Venus is in the 12th house, it is a higher expression of love because it's not on the physical plane, it's on an emotional plane and in the subconscious, and it makes her very spiritually profound. So it's pretty cool that she was able to use her celebrity to support so many people, on a level that
Mhm.
was just beyond her celebrity. The other interesting thing I want to say is when you have Venus right there at the 25 degrees, it's only 5 degrees away from the ascendant. So it's almost technically having Venus on the ascendant. And when you have Venus on the ascendant, it gives you a beautiful body, which she's obviously very proud of, and soul.
Ooh,
Says you're, I know, sexually and aesthetically attractive, but also warm, friendly, and affectionate on the inside. And these desirable qualities attract many people, to you. So she was very popular. And go ahead.
which is interesting because she has a famous quote where supposedly her mom said, "Honey, why don't you ever just settle down and marry a rich man?" And the famous quote goes, "Mom, I am a rich man."
Oh, I love it.
Which is, as the kids say,
Very
queen
Porian, by the way.
shit. That is called queen shit right there.
That is some cool.
Um,
Okay.
this is what we love about Cher. But she
Yeah.
even goes on to say, like, "I love men. I just don't need men. I just have men around when I want to," which is so
Right.
great.
Okay. Now that's funny you would say that. Let's talk about that because let's go straight to her relationships. Okay. So
Okay.
if you go to the first house, she's got
Okay.
Cancer, which is very nurturing, but it's in Saturn, so people took her seriously. You know, um, and with Saturn in the first, people, she's not a lightweight. So that's what I'm saying. She was like, if she cared about something, people were going to take her seriously. Now zip over, Jake, if you can, to the seventh house because it starts with self when you're in a relationship, self
Okay.
and others. Okay, so she's got sort of a structured first house self, where she's serious. Her seventh house is where her moon is, her emotional involvement, what she cares about. And it's in Capricorn. So it's interesting because Capricorn oftentimes is structured in the 10th house of career and that kind of thing. Her marriage really was a business partnership.
Mm,
Her and Sonny Bono, even though they were, I'm sure they were in love and she emotionally cared about him, they were a partnership. That was a business. It was the Sonny and Cher show,
right.
literally. I
Literally.
mean,
Literally.
literally. Yeah. And when your moon is in Capricorn, which she has right there, and Jake, yours is too, there's a bit of concern with reputation. You want to be proud of your partner. You want to have, especially in the seventh house, she wants to be part of her partner. She wanted to be seen with them. You know what I mean?
Mm,
She was good with, with that. So, okay. So
interesting.
the last part we're going to do is we're going to jump down to the second house. So this is where I want to get into the nuances of Taurus. You think, oh, she's only got her sun in Taurus. She's only got her Mercury in Taurus. No, no, no. Look at her second house, you guys. Jake,
Hmm.
right down there, the second house, if you can point to it.
Yes.
She has Pluto, which is a powerhouse of transformation, and Mars, which is the action planet, in Leo, the planet of creativity, because Leo rules the fifth house of creativity and love and romance. So she was able, talking about manifestation energy, when you have Pluto conjunct Mars, which is very passionate, Mars and Leo, in the second house of Taurus, you have an incredibly strong desire to achieve your goals, and your ability to manifest is through the roof. Strength, passion, and courage are your strong points with an indomitable will. So,
Mm,
like I'm saying, like, oh, she doesn't have any Taurus planets. No, she's got a second house that's loaded with energy in the second house of Taurus. So, yeah.
wow.
Okay. So, how are we doing, Jakes? Do we have 15 minutes now to go before you need to get ready for your? Are we on time?
I think we're doing like literally right on time. I mean, Pluto ends that portion, correct?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, we could talk
Okay.
about other I think that was good. Yeah, let's see your picture some
Yeah,
more.
let's just
We
end with
love you,
Cher. There
Sarah.
she is.
Okay, I
Little
will
Miss
tell you
Gabby
something.
loved the blue outfit, so I had to end going
Okay, we
back
should
to the
have
blue
a vote
outfit.
for which one's her best outfit. Okay, I want to say something. I had some friends who were, a gay couple, two guys. So much fun. We'd have the greatest parties at their house, and they had an entire room dedicated to Cher. The
Wow, as
walls
they
were
should.
painted silver. All the walls were painted silver, and they had like photos from like all of her cool concerts, and they had boas, and they had
There's
so
that
much
look.
cool Cher stuff in that room. So I was like, I will never forget the Cher room at their house. So
Yes. Well, beautiful. Yes, we love Cher. We love our Tauruses. Big shout out to all of y'all out there. Um, oh wait, there was one more I missed. The quintessential. This one. This
oh my
was at the
God,
very
that
beginning.
one. Woo! I mean,
Forgot about that one.
how old was she when she was rocking that? I mean, who
I
knows? You
mean,
know
I
what I
don't know.
mean?
Right.
Doesn't matter. She just, yeah,
She did it.
put it
We
out
love you,
there.
Cher. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, I am gonna go get set up for my DJ set. So thank you all for being here. Right at 9:30, I'll begin my set. Right after that will be followed by an hour set by DJ Mixris of Software for Girls. So get in the chat, have some fun, enjoy your time. My mom's gonna give you the astrological weather download. And mom, I just realized, what
Yeah.
color did I pick back
It's
here?
pink. Good job, Jake.
So
Okay.
I'll leave you with that. I'll see y'all in a
Okay.
little
Leave us
while.
with that. Okay. Very good. All right. Bye, Jake. Okay. Hello, y'all. Okay. I'm going to show you. Here's a sunset check. Here's the sunset chat status. I don't know if you guys can see. This wasn't the most spectacular sunset of all, but I don't know if you can see it. It's set over those mountains over there. Okay, so the cool thing that happened when I was out in the desert this week, and for all of us, was that the moon was full. And not only was it full, it was a super moon, which means it was really close to the Earth and was big. And where I was, it was super clear. But it was a super moon in Scorpio. So let's think about this. When the sun is in Taurus, the full moon is always in the opposite sign. Okay, so the sun was in Taurus, manifestation, all those other things. And then the eighth house, which represents Scorpio, which is where the moon was, or whatever, is all the things that make you vulnerable. And it's very deeply psychological because Scorpio is a fixed emotional sign, whereas Taurus is a fixed earth sign, right? So this fixed emotional sign really challenged all of us to dig deep. And what happened is that it was a cross from the sun and Uranus. Remember, we talked about Uranus being in Taurus and having that wacky energy. So imagine the sun has got Uranus, that wacky energy that's, wild card, anything can happen. Venus, the things you love, and Mercury and Taurus. So it really set up this juxtaposition between these deeply psychological things and the things you love and the way you express yourself and all those things. So it really set it up for secrets to be revealed. So I don't know if anybody had any major things or unexpected knowledge that they obtained, something they didn't know about, but things were revealed. And they say that the Taurus moon, or not the Taurus moon, I'm sorry, the Scorpio moon, when it, because it's full when it's in Taurus, is the most intense of all the moons. And the moon rules your emotions. So, so give yourself a break. I know some people whose kids had panic attacks this week. I know some people who, basically, the moon is fruition, it's endings. There's people who just made some realizations that they just couldn't deal with stuff anymore. And they just really, really, on a fundamental level, were able to let it go because they knew in deep down that it was time to Uranus conjunct the sun had the energy to make a change because Uranus is change, right? Sudden change, flashes of insight, things that, you had all that energy powering what was going on with that full moon that was a revelatory type thing. So, anyway, and so my question to everybody is what has reached its end in your life? And this could be, again, because of Taurus, it could be emotionally, financially, sexually, all those things. Is there something that is played out? And your friend Uranus will get you out of that rut and do it for you. So because it was, opposite the full moon. So anyway, that's what's going on. The other thing I want to say about the pink moon is there's a great song by Nick Drake that it's called Pink Moon, and it was used in a Volkswagen Cabriolet commercial a while back, but it won an award because it was one of the first times that somebody used a song and it had no words. It was only the song playing and the people driving the car. So it was really one of the innovative kind of commercials. So anyway, every time we see the Pink Moon every April, I always play the Pink Moon song by Nick Drake. So look it up. It's a great little chill song. So, um, okay, moving right along. The other big thing, and this has to do with Scorpio as well. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So, as if this wasn't enough that all this energy was opposing the moon, literally on April 27th, which was 2 days ago, from now then until October 6th, Pluto, which is the planet of transformation, is in retrograde. So it's stalled. So what does that mean? When it's going forward, it's changing things you can see. When it's stalled and in retrograde, which it's going to be, you guys, for almost 5 months. Think about this. Think about something you need to work on that you're going to be working on from now until the 6th of October, where you need to focus on your inward and personal power. What is going to change internally for you in the next 5 months? So I am like, oh my God, I'm on my journey. I don't know where I'm going to, it just started, where am I going to be in 6 months? How is this journey going to change for me? And that journey whether it's physical or mental, which is probably going to be mental, is happening for everyone. So you have that energy. Go ahead and use it to transform something that's needed to be changed in your life going forward. And then just letting you know, April 30th, which is tomorrow, I think, I have to look at the calendar. The sun is actually going to be exactly conjunct Uranus, which is the crazy planet. So it's earthquake energy. So be ready for an upset and something, maybe something traditional, something you thought you always had to do, but you've got the energy now to get out of that rut and make a change. So, how are we doing, Jake? Are we getting there? I think. I don't know if somebody can talk to
Y'all can
Jake in
hear me
chat.
okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, Jake.
All right. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
I'm
we
all
wrapped
set
it
whenever
up.
you're ready, Mom. You feeling good?
Yeah, we wrapped it up. Way to go, Pink Moon. Thanks for having the pink set there.
That's right. Well,
Just remember that pink Scorpio moon, you guys. Yeah.
yes,
Anyway, so, all
absolutely.
right. It's
Well,
been a
thanks,
pleasure.
Mom. Thanks for that astro weather lineup. I'm gonna go ahead and get us started here. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here. DJ Mix Riss in the mix. That's
Oh my God.
right,
Y'all, that
Mommy
was
there.
amazing. What an amazing set. Love you all. Oh my God. Love everyone in the chat. So awesome. What a great vibe. Oh my God. I'm just dancing in my van out here in the desert. You guys are the best. Love you.
As we should be. Of
Living the high
course. Love
life.
y'all. Yeah, thanks for partying, y'all. Again, this is Club Stars Align. We're here on behalf of the travel agency, and we have funding for this group was provided by the Luminaries Futures Fund Regranting Initiative. We will be back next month with our Gemini edition, and that ought to be some wild energy, I think, as we know our Geminis to be. In the meantime, Mom, we have this image here that you just sent to me. What can you tell us about this image right here?
I just want to say ignite, y'all, from Joshua Tree. This was it was really dark. It was hard to see. So I went out and took a picture outside the van and so you can see a little bit of the van light. But anyway, that's the city and there's a lone Joshua tree in the picture. And just thanks for joining me, you guys. I'm just so excited that we could all connect from parts far and wide, from the East Coast to the Midwest to the West Coast. It's been so fun. So happy Taurus season, y'all. Thanks so much for showing up tonight and for participating.
That's right. And to take us out, we're going to play again what we started with. Thanks